Radio अपना फ्रैंकफर्ट दिल से कहता है.
Hello everyone, I'm Raman from Apna Frankfurt and welcome all of you to a very important discussion today. Today's discussion is about humanity. It's about love and about harmony. It's about peace in Kashmir. We have a very special panel with us today and I'm really excited to introduce them to you. We have with us Mr. Ajay Kumar Chaudhary. He's joining in from Berlin. Ajay ji is born and brought up in Kashmir but settled in Germany since 1998. Ajay ji is an active member of GKPD, a social and cultural organization of Kashmiri Hindus. Welcome, Ajay ji.
Namaskar, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We also have on our panel today Mr. Rajesh Kaulji. He's joining in from Würzburg in Germany. He's originally born in Kashmir and is a BTech MBA with 15 plus years of work experience with European and American companies and been actively campaigning for peace in Kashmir. Hello, Rajesh ji, and thanks for joining.
Hello, my pleasure.
We also have with us Mr. Ravindra Kulkarni, who is joining in from Berlin. He is the convener of Overseas Friends of BJP, Germany chapter, and also a social media enthusiast, as well as connected to Indian community and associations. Welcome, Ravindra ji, and thanks for joining.
Namaste and hello to Ramanji and also to the viewers and audience of Apna Frankfurt. Thank you.
And we also have with us Mr. Kamal Vatsan, who is joining us today from Frankfurt. Well, he's a known name in Indian diaspora in Frankfurt and Germany. He's also an executive member of Europa Union Frankfurt and also one of the founders of Team India and Friends. Welcome, Kamalji, for the discussion today.
Namaste and thank you, Ramanji, and all the listeners of Apna Frankfurt. You will hear about Kashmir and the paradise today.
Yeah. So, welcome to all of you once again, and thanks a lot for taking out the time today. Now, let's head into the discussion about peace in Kashmir. And let me bring up my first point for discussion. Peace, love, and harmony, very important factors that are required for any person to lead a peaceful life. But these factors have been missing for the people in Kashmir for over 70 years now. 22nd of October this year was recently celebrated as a Black Day in the history of Kashmir, referring to 1947 when there was an unrest brought up in Kashmir, which started the so-called a long night of unrest in Kashmir. And in my perspective, this night is not over yet. Now, as we have people from Kashmiri origin in our panel today, and we are lucky to have them with us, I would like to start the discussion with you. Well, how is life in Kashmir and how important is the date 22nd of October according to you? First, I would like to invite in Ajay ji to put his comments further here. Ajay ji.
Namaskar, thank you, Mr. Raman, for bringing this very important topic. Well, first of all, let me give you the background. Why we are called Kashmiri Pandits? We are normal Hindus, and why we are called Pandits? Because there used to be a Sharda University, which is presently under Pakistan occupation, which used to give a degree called Pandit. It was like a graduation or a master's degree. It used to be called a Pandit. The name of the degree was Pandit. So being most of us as educated people, we used to have this as a degree, and that's why we are called Pandits. So this is the background why we are called Pandits. Now coming to the point, peace, love and harmony. We have lived for more than 5,000 years in Kashmir with peace, love and harmony. And even our ancestors, almost 700 years, welcomed some immigrants. Gandhi said in almost during after partition, I see a ray of hope in Kashmir, because Kashmir we have no record of when whole of India was burning in communal rights. We didn't had any communal clashes rights in Kashmir, and even Gandhiji said that. So we had a very good communal harmony during the Sikh rule and Dogra rule. Even for the 70 years since partition, we didn't had any communal rights. It was just the jihadism, the radicalization developed in the society, which led to the problem. This is what I want to say on this peace, love and harmony. but I wish to hand over to you first.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I think it's an important part to understand from where it all started. And thank you very much for bringing your perspective there. Now, I would like to call in Rajeshi. Rajeshi, would you like to add something?
Well, if we focus ourselves on where all it started, then it's a long history. It's been a slow uh, infusion. It's been a slow and it actually started when the Turks and the Arabs started invading India. When coming to specifically Kashmir as such, it was an entry road to India's reach India heartland. And I straight away jump now to this 1947 thing. We all know that the 1857 the independence battle, first war of independence started. Mangal Pandey started it, and it had its also wave in Kashmir. The India Independence Act was based on two nation, two religion theory. That is a well-known fact. I mean, there's no denial when the British left. And the rule was that the law that the owner, the erstwhile king, will decide which dominion he would like to go to. And especially this choice was only given to the bordering states, and J&K was one such state wherein the erstwhile king of the state, Raja Hari Singh, he was initially a bit indecisive for the reasons that he knew that he has a large chunk of Muslim population in Kashmir, and he had city of temples, the region of temples, Jammu as well. He had a Buddhist large region in Ladakh and Kargil as well. So J&K as such was an amalgamation of peace of all religions together. And Maharaja Hari Singh at this particular and it was on 22nd of October when they attacked, and they came in from Baramulla, Uri, South Kashmir region. Out here, I would like to personally bring in one particular attribute, if I'm allowed to expand. My grandfather personally, Master Amarchand Paul, he was the next to the state chief, head of the police. Okay, and he had the task to actually rescue people, from these attacks. And those days, the policing used to be done on the horse and all. And he was in the Karna sector, making people, go to safer places, alarming them. And then he had to actually kind of send his horse in the other direction. He was working closely under the instructions of Maharaja Hari Singh. And by 26th, Maharaja Hari Singh signed the document of accession, which the other rest 560 plus princely states signed with the dominion of India. That makes Vilai of Kashmir, accession of Kashmir, complete and full with India. There's actually no dispute to that. The dispute actually starts when Mr. Nehru, he actually meets Sheikh Mahmud Abdullah. Sheikh Mahmud Abdullah tells him that, okay, I will convert my Muslim conference into national conference, and you will have to give us some special status. But there was actually no need of it. So a kind of a nuisance value was unnecessarily created for us.
Right. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing that your opinion there, and then the history according to you, what had happened. I think something that we have known now for 70 years, this problem or this unrest has been there. I mean, it's over 70 years now that this unrest has been going on in Kashmir. And I mean, you talk to any of the persons, you talk to any of bodies, everybody says now the peace in Kashmir needs to be restored.
Exactly.
Now, knowing all that everybody is saying that, I would like to now bring in one question here. Why do you think it has taken so long that the peace has not been restored in Kashmir, where everybody says we want peace in Kashmir, but what is that core problem that is stopping that from happening? Maybe here I would like to bring in Ravindraji first. Ravindraji, what do you have to say about this part here?
Yes, Ramanji. As you said, peace, love, and harmony are the important things. That these are the basic rights of any citizen in any part of the world, any corner of the world.
Exactly.
So, as these are very important to live happily. So, but as you see, Kashmir before 47, it's as already. I think I don't want to go more into that because already Ajay ji and Rajesh ji has already told about that. The disastrous article of 370 is imposed. Maybe in that time it might be a valid thing for the short period, but the later stage that has to be removed. That has not happened. There was no politically willingness of the any Indian government who are headed the government, or not political willingness, has prolonged it to the 70 years. And there, along with this article, there was no whatever the policies or rules implemented on India was not applicable there. RTI, as a person in a Kashmir cannot put RTI and get the information. And also the reservations or whatever for the economically background people was not able to implement because of this Article 370. So, and also there was no political willingness that dragged into the so many time. Luckily that in 2019, the government could able to remove this 370 article and bring that back the normalcy, but it's a long way to go. And we can see a lot of developments in last 1 year. And it's, yes, peace has to be restored, and also should be a peaceful Kashmir, like peace should be restored in Kashmir. And it's a big step is taken, and we have to do a lot of things to further. And yes, this is what I would like to say.
Yeah, I mean, you brought in some important points there. I think it is very important. Just imagine if a child is born in an area like Kashmir, at the end he has the same right what a child born in America, for example, has. Because a peaceful day in the life of a child, a peaceful growing up of a child is very, very important. I would now bring in Kamalji. Kamalji, your opinion, why so long peace is still not there in Kashmir?
Okay, yeah, I think thanks Ajay and Rajesh, Ravindra ji, you added the complete picture almost. Yeah, I just can say one thing. Since I know, I heard from my parents, yeah, mainly, and the knowledge is coming from the books and Google and all that, yeah, and the history books we read, which is misinterpreted when we were small, they were not written properly. I just want to add one additional comment. I think if you look at the history, before 1947, nobody knew there is a problem. Yeah,
Sure.
that means problem started in 1947. For me, Black Day is very small. I mean, it's a good initiative. It's a good, let's say, a description of that particular day. But I think the entire year was black. I think the problem started because we started to divide. We started to be separate. We should have been together. It was one Bharat. Yeah, in my view, Kashmir problem would not have existed if this division would not have happened. Then we would have been together. We would have sorted issues within ourselves, and we would have lived, most probably after settling whatever we wanted to do, we would have been together, improving ourselves, developing ourselves. So I think 1947 itself is a very bad year, or let's say black year. I think now the real Kashmiris found the voice, and that's why we are discussing also. And thanks to Ramanji and Apna Frankfurt channel, we are discussing this on this channel today, because our government has once again put the faith in the people that you are going to be where you originated from, right?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Kashmir, everybody, just like Switzerland, everybody wants, just last point,
Yeah.
everybody wants Kashmir to be like Switzerland. Kashmir is Switzerland, and it's maybe even better. But we have somehow always disturbance because of this fact that we were divided. I think we definitely should find a good term solution, and we all should live happily there. Yeah, and
Sure.
bring our people who have lost the ideology, they come back to us. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I go with that view. I just wanted to add. Yeah.
Thank you, Kamalji. I mean, what is important again to say here is, well, peace, love, and harmony, it needs to be restored in Kashmir as soon as possible. And now I'm going to take a step ahead. Now what we have discussed is what has happened in Kashmir, and what we understand is kind of the core reason why it has not been restored up till now. But let's look forward from here. The question comes in the direction when we all know, well, the problem is there. We all are aware of the problem. Now, many a times, little that we know that the solution of our problems lies in our own hands. People have the power. Now, With the topic of bringing back peace to Kashmir, I would like to bring in a perspective. How can we make sure we as the people of Kashmir, people of India, people of Pakistan, everybody who supports peace in Kashmir, what can we do as the people to bring that peace back? So with this part, I would like to bring in Ajay ji first. Ajay ji, what is your opinion? How can we bring back now peace from where we stand today?
Okay, fine. Before going to that, I just want 2 minutes to go back to this Article 370, which was the core reason for the problem. I just want to highlight that there are many other, as I said, Frankenstein and things came up because of Article 370. You may not be aware, many Indians are not aware that because of this, we as 3% Hindus were considered as majority, and 97%, 95% Muslims were considered minority in Jammu and Kashmir. There are many Frankenstein things which came up with the Article 370. Now, coming back to the way forward solution, the way forward is that because of this 5th August in last year, this was a dream of every Kashmiri Hindu, that when will we get our equal rights in Kashmir? Article 370, we were all the life denied these basic rights. And it was a dream for me whether I will see in my life. But now, since we have seen it, now is the 50% of the work is done. Now is the time to do rest of the 50%, that will dismantle the infrastructure of jihad and radicalism in the state. The government knows it, and I can we as Kashmiris know where is the problem. So that 50% work has to be done, and we are sure with the passage of time things will be okay. We have to be stay positive. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, what I would like to add here is any kind of extremism is bad for humanity in my personal point of view. Yeah. Any kind of extremism, be it one direction or the other direction. I mean, at the end, if you want to be extreme, be an extremist for humanity. Every person who is born does not come with any kind of a religious stamp or anything, right? It's a human being. Treat everybody as a human being. Treat everybody with the same respect and see each other as humans. And then resolve the differences through a positive talk. Sometimes we have to accept that we have differences. And sometimes we have to also live with those differences. I mean, this is applicable at every level. You start with a home or a professional company or a big organization. Anywhere there are differences of opinions, but you have to learn to respect that. And I think this is what democracy is all about. And here, the democratic factor needs to be restored back in Kashmir as soon as possible. That's what my take on that is. But again, I would like to now invite here Rajesh ji. Rajesh ji, the way forward here, how can we bring back peace? Shortly, maybe. Please go ahead.
I will pick it up from where Kamal Vatsen ji said, had there not been any partition, this problem would not have been there, because facts need to be told to people. I mean, and this is missing.
Yeah.
Okay. And once we ask that is where we address the problem.
Yeah.
We need to educate the people, and we then need to find out from within the community. In Kashmir, there must be nationalists. There must be definitely also some people who would be wanting to have a peaceful life for the next generation. Bring them in, empower them, rather than those who vested, who are always wanting to keep their vested cycles on.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to actually add one point here shortly, as you said now. I mean, why don't we ask, for example, in Delhi or in Bombay, what is the percentage of Hindus and Muslims there? Because this is an integral part of a country where everybody has an equal right to spend their life, for example. Yeah, and somewhere the same status has to come back in Kashmir, where everybody from any religion can go there, visit that place, stay there, have a business there, have a life there. And this thing needs to be restored back. And anything that we as people around the world can support. I mean, this is about, again, humanity. Somewhere we as people, we need to wake up. There are people who have their vested interest, as you mentioned already. Yeah. Why are we following them? Why are we not recognizing that there are people who have their vested interest? Why don't we think about humanity? Why don't we think about bringing the peace on a bigger scale, not thinking about the religion? I mean, when you think about humanity, religion goes out and everybody starts living a peaceful life, right? Here, I know, Kamalji, you want to come in and make a point. Please go ahead.
Definitely, Ajayji and Rajeshji had added most of the points which need to be addressed. Yeah, I think my point, in addition, is because I was not directly in Kashmir. Yeah, so I was not born there. I was not, but definitely I have a connection, and I would like to say that I think we need to look at a solution, and this is already started with the current government. Yeah, first the voice of the Kashmir should be heard. I think Rajeshji and Ajayji and you will agree with me that today Kashmiris are raising the voice. Real Kashmiris who are there, who were born there, who are connected there, they are speaking, and this is a very good, let's say, a very good step, or very good times have come for Kashmiris. They are speaking in presence of current government. If the world is not listening, at least the home has started to listen. And first the voice comes up, then what will happen? Then actually the problem has to be solved by the, as Ramanji you said, problem has to be solved by the people living there, or people who were born there. Yeah. If I have issues with my brother, it's only I can solve the problem issues with my brother. So Bharat or India together with Pakistan will have to sit together at some point of time and find out what's the best way to address these problems. And definitely, I think Mr. Jaishankar is already saying many times in many meetings, first step is no terrorism. So this terrorism should stop across the border. Within the border, within Kashmir, if any person is getting killed, it's a failure. It's a failure of demand of Kashmiriyat, because I think anybody can say we want Kashmiriyat in UN. Anybody can go and say I will get this clean and I will get this better, but it will not solve until the Kashmiri people sitting there who has lost the homes, they come back, they sit together, they discuss final solution. But terrorism must stop, because one person killed spoils the problem, in my view, just to share. And I totally agree with your view, Ajayji and Rajeshji. I think we need to highlight our voice definitely at every platform. And what should stop first is terrorism.
Agreed.
Really, because no blood should go, not even Hindus, Muslims, Sikh, Isai. I think none of the blood should go out. We should find a solution that, and you know, this is happening after 70 years, means partition was really wrong for our nations, all the nations, or for the world. So partition itself is wrong. I would actually dream of a world, of a India, where Pakistan is once again back into the India. You know, that's my dream. But we know it will never happen. It will never happen because of ideologies.
I mean, if we sorry, it can happen provided the citizens of both the countries look forward for a peaceful future.
Exactly.
And not leave it up to the militaries and the.
Agreed. I mean, at the end of the day, both the nations, when come together, it's going to bring a lot of positivity in the region and also for both the nations. I mean, with that, Ravindraji, I'm now looking more towards you. Your point of view on the point, how can we bring peace, standing here as today, looking towards the future, how can we bring peace in Kashmir back? Your opinion, please.
Yes, Ramanji. So basically it's a 70 years problem. Like, so it's like a one generation is totally like destroyed and another 2 to 3 generation are affected. So to solve this problem, because the main basic problem was not addressed in these 70 years, but luckily the present government has taken the initiative and they have rightly addressed the problem, and the solution has started now. So I would like to address 2-3 things. Basically, first thing is whatever the unrest created in Kashmir need to be wiped out. Like, this need to be a strong action should be taken, whatever terrorism or whatever separated group or whatever you say. It's one thing. And second thing would be development. Because of this article, like any foreign national or any either Indian state person cannot have a property or land there. How can the companies or anyone can come and invest in Kashmir when such monster rule is applicable? So that is completely destroyed. They don't have a very good education institutes for education. That is a basic need. Anything like in the world present, you want to grow, that you need a basic education. that was not taken care in this era, because even politicians there or whatever, I'm not blaming anyone there, but it has not addressed basic needs. Education was not addressed, and the job creation. And most of the young people in a Kashmir, they were engaged in stone pelting. You have seen, we have seen last so many years, we've seen the stone pelting is in the front page of a national newspaper. So
In
this
finance.
was their job. So the main thing is now first step has started, and now also the government has invited so many industrialists and also the investors, and it's going to start. Maybe this is due to Corona, might have a little bit lagged, but definitely this has to start. And also the infrastructure development. If you've seen last 1 year, a lot of infrastructure development happened. Roads, I think next year is come up with the very highest bridge in the world on Chenab River. So that's coming up, and a lot of infrastructure, roads connecting, border connections, roads, and the main missing was the train connection between India and Jammu Kashmir was missing, and that's gonna, valley is happening. And also the lot of projects on the generation, like power generation, and all those things are happening. Surely this, as we said, Kashmir is the Switzerland of India, that has to be restored, and whatever lost has to be regained. But yeah, 2-3 generation has lost their dreams, but definitely it has to come, and government is with that. And another important point is every Indian should know what happened in Kashmir this 70 years. So the history, they say history repeats, so there should not be that lesson for everyone, every Indian. And also those people in the international arena who want to talk about Kashmir also know the reality. They should know the reality of Kashmir. What was that? Just talking. And also a lot of vested interest in international arena has vested interest, have their agenda in Kashmir that need to be addressed. And also the government, now Indian government is also addressing that in international platform. That is a good sign. And yes, considering all this, I think we are in a right way. And yes, and all, we should also be supporting the Kashmiris, and also to go back all the Kashmiris who wanted to. That should be the solution.
Yeah, and I mean, thank you very much. Very, very positive answer there, Ravindraji. Really liked it. Now, I mean, with
Thank you
this,
very
we are coming towards the end of our discussion here. First of all, again, I mean, thanks a lot to all of you for taking out the time and sharing your opinion on a very crucial topic of peace for Kashmir. Now, we at Apna Frankfurt, well, we support peace for all humanity around the world. And as a closing remark, I would like to mention a quote from Jimi Hendrix. He said, "When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace." I will repeat that. When the power of love overcomes the love for power, the world will know peace. And I think I personally believe that this line communicates a big learning for all of us. Let us make sure that the power of love prevails and it overcomes the love of power for some selected people. And we support peace around the world, around us, in any way possible. With this,
Yes, exactly.
again, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. I'm really thankful for all of you for bringing out your opinions here openly with us. And thanks a lot. We will stay in touch. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Raman.
Radio Apna Frankfurt.